Hi everybody, it's Matthew Regan here, and I'm excited because we've got one of our senior sales partners, Anthony Taberzi. Hi, Anthony.
Hey man,
Uh,
how are you doing? I'll take back that senior thing.
yeah, take it back, please. I've got the gray beard coming in, and you know, my family, Anthony, and I went through the whole downsizing conversation about 4 years ago, and let me tell you, it was like Niagara Falls in the living room with my mom because she has sentimental and a lot of memories growing up with my sisters and I, and it kind of led into a deeper discussion. And I know you've had quite a bit of practice with the conversation and helping your clients downsize. And I know that word downsize comes in many forms. It could be like we're retiring and we don't need the big house, or the kids have left for university, they're never coming home. Or it could be like, I'm in my 70s, I'm in my 80s, I've got a next chapter of life ahead of me. Like what should people be considering in general as they look to downsize?
You know what? There's a number of reasons to downsize, like you mentioned, but generally, I'm looking at the big question of where are we going to go? You have people that have lived in communities for 40 years and they love a certain lifestyle, and maybe there's amenities in their lifestyle or in their community rather, that they really, really love. So some may want to stay, others may want a complete change. And either way, they're looking for guidance and connections to those communities to help them make that decision.
So
And
what, Anthony, what are they kind of looking at? Is it like doctors? Is it, I don't know, the local dentist, the grocery store? What are they looking for?
all of the above, whether it's a places of worship, whether it's daycares for family that might be coming with them and trying to consolidate into one community. There's a whole lot that's considered, but in the end, they're just looking for that guidance, and it's a great feeling to be able to connect people to those aspects of the community that they're seeking.
I can't, like, I think the where to go question is got to be like, is that one of the kind of the highest on the list, the unknowns for people that are kind of like, I know I need to sell my big home or expensive home, but I don't know where to go. How do people arrive on that, besides the kind of the, like, I know Burlington for the GTA, Burlington and Bronte, and even further down the Golden Horseshoe seems to be hot spots right now. Can you speak to that?
They definitely are. I mean, we're seeing a large group of people either coming into Toronto and then an equal or greater number even leaving and moving out to the Burlington areas. But when it comes down to landing on a place, and maybe they're not even down to 3 areas that they might want to move to, I usually say, let's get in the car and go for a drive. I mean, or by yourselves, if you don't want to go in the car with me, you don't like my musical taste, whatever it is, go out and look for it. It's not going to come to you. And, you have to, and I think people do take the time to do that. We're seeing heavily invested people, or people that are heavily invested rather, in the communities they're going into, and they're doing the research. Absolutely. So that's a big thing that I tell people. Go do the research and take a drive and take a look for yourself.
It's funny when you bring up research. I think of how many times I've heard from people downsizing, I'm never moving to a condo, or a
Yeah.
townhouse isn't for me. I only want a bungalow. Like, what do you say to, like, how many times have you heard that and then it doesn't really pan out that way?
You know what? It actually leads into the second question that I get, which is, because the home choice after the move is sometimes dictated on the size of the life or material things in the home that they were in before. So, I mean, if you have someone that goes, I'll never move into a condo, it's probably because they're coming out of a 4,000 square foot house with, a family room, a living room, and a massive kitchen and a bunch of furniture that they don't know what to do with. And if you peel that back a little more, there's sentimentality and emotion connected to that. Homes have life and love in them. There's no question about it. So you'll notice a lot of those kind of I will not, absolutely won'ts are usually linked to some emotional. pieces there. And then the next question is, how do we help people pass that? And the good news is, again, that, you know, we're linked and aligned with organizations and services that can help people make the choices of what should we be keeping, what don't we need, and not in a way of someone's going to come into my home and tell me to throw out everything, not knowing what my emotional connection to that is. These are people that care, that will help you make those choices. And that, once that stuff's taken care of, it's amazing how quickly people can resize their life and then move into thinking about a smaller space.
Okay, so this sounds good, but I'm going to think of my mom here for a second. And you have to know that she and my dad, for that matter, I mean, they were tidy people, fairly private people. Like,
Yep.
what do you say to somebody who's downsizing? And it's like, okay, I know I want the bungalow in Burlington. I've got my kids coming over this weekend to take their stuff that's been sitting in the basement for 20 years. What do you say to them in terms of the actual process of selling the home?
Yeah. The process itself, I mean, whether a lot of the questions and a lot of things that people are concerned about are those logistical things, you know, logistical matters. We do this every single day. You know, whether it's us or services that we are linked to, from photography to showings, we don't believe in free-for-alls. We respect your need and requirement for privacy. It's actually part of our job to ensure it. So if it's a matter of that, it's a phone call, it's a Zoom chat, or in a few months, whenever we can get together again, sitting down and having a chat about the process is kind of the best part about it. It's just to sit around the dinner table and working through your concerns, listening, and making sure that we meet those expectations.
So I think my key takeaway there is it really is about the homeowner and what their needs, wants, and even just some of the nervous touch points. Like you're saying, you know, that's really important. That's high level to us, and sit down and really tailor-made process for ensuring a smooth transaction and what can be, you know, a pretty daunting and emotional time.
Absolutely. No, you couldn't have said it better. It definitely is.
That's awesome. Well, Anthony, you know, you're a senior partner on this team for a reason. You've only got this much practice in helping people downsize, and it's appreciated. And I think we'll throw a link in here where people can find you, easily found on the Regan team, reganteam.ca. You can find Anthony there. Yeah, thanks for doing this, Anthony. And
Great.
It's appreciated. That's some really strong advice.
It was great. Thanks so much for asking.
Okay.
Have a great day.
See you later.
Bye-bye.